2021 Solheim Cup coming to Toledo, Ohio. We are super excited to be with you so we can tee up your excitement for this amazing tournament that's coming to our area in just less than 1 year from now. I'm Chris Peterson and I'm going to be your host today. We are coming to you live from Buckeye Cable in Northwood, Ohio today. We want to thank Buckeye for letting us use their studio to bring you this amazing show. We wish we could be all together in person. This is the next best thing. We are crossing continents and many time zones to bring you a wonderful program here today, so we hope that you really enjoy it. So what is the Solheim Cup, you say? Maybe you're not so familiar with it. I was privileged to be able to go to the Solheim last year in Gleneagle, Scotland, and it is incredible. And I'll tell you, I'm not a golfer. Don't play golf. I enjoy going out and watching the LPGA tournaments here in our area. But the Solheim Cup, if you've been to one of those tournaments, is not that. It is about breathtaking birdies, fervent fans, and cutthroat competition, because you know what? National and international pride is on the line. The Solheim Cup is like the Olympics of women's golf. And it is going to be an amazing event for our area to be able to host that next year in 2021. There is so much excitement that's going on in our area right now, and so many people that had to pull together to really make this happen. But we are going to set the standard and show our soul, that's S-O-L, the soul of Toledo, as we welcome visitors, tens of thousands of them, into our community next year for this event. I want to now turn the time over to Becky Newell, who is the tournament director for next year's Solheim Cup. She's going to tell us what we can expect coming up in the show. Come on in, Becky.
Thanks, Chris. Over the next hour, you're going to learn more what to expect to this historic event for the LPGA, the Solheim Cup, this region, and this already famous golf club. Your support and your engagement is very important to the success of the event. I am so honored and humbled for the opportunity that has been given to me. I started my career in golf as a volunteer for the 1979 U.S. Open at Inverness, and it's been an amazing ride from there. I've been blessed to manage and be a part of events all over the world. For me, this event is personal and endearing. I could never have imagined my journey leading here to this moment, one of the biggest events in women's professional sports, as I am the hometown girl. The journey around the world with this sport, the LPGA and now the Solheim Cup, has put me in a position, the position to make a difference and give something back to a place I consider home. Solheim Cup at Inverness Club is more than just a year away. The first tee shots will be launched on this iconic first tee in Inverness on September 3rd, leading into this incredible holiday Labor Day weekend. We look forward to Toledo to set the standard for not only 2021 Solheim Cup, but all Solheim Cups to come. With that, I'd like to introduce the LPGA's Commissioner Mike Whan, truly the leading visionary of professional golf and the LPGA. Proud to be his teammate and appreciate how hard he has worked over the past decade to build the biggest women's professional sports organization in the world. We call that the LPGA. Mike Whan, it's your turn.
Hey, how you guys doing? So glad you could join us. I'm in quarantine day 150, so it hasn't got to me at all. I think it's important for those of us in a leadership position in women's golf to stay neutral as it relates to the Solheim Cup. Let's make sure we're cheering just as loudly for both sides. It doesn't matter if you went to school at Miami of Ohio or you grew up in Cincinnati and you consider the Buckeye your home state. Regardless, let's make sure that we cheer loud for both groups in Solheim at Inverness. I just wanted to say to all of you, I am an Ohioan. I'm excited to come home. We were really honored and proud to show off Inverness earlier this summer so everyone could get a look 1 year in advance. And as Chris was saying in the beginning, if you're not familiar with the Solheim Cup and you come out expecting a golf tournament, you may be disappointed. You're not going to see quiet please signs. We don't have them at Solheim Cup. You're going to learn new songs. You're going to go home hoarse. you're going to be screaming at each other. This is where social distancing will come to a miserable failure. So COVID's going to be out of our way by September 21. And everybody knows it's time for us to get back, celebrate, cheer, and enjoy what makes golf truly special, that it is an incredible social sport that we can really get behind. Obviously, I'm a part of the Ladies European Tour as well as the LPGA. So when I join the Tee It Up Spain show, I may be dressed a little differently. But I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us at the LPGA and the LET and the players that are striving so hard to become part of this event, thank you for being part of it. Thank you for broadcasting your experience all around the world. And just know that when we show up at Inverness in September of 21, probably 65 to 70% of the fans that show up won't even be from the state of Ohio. This is truly a global event. We'll be coming from all over the world. We'll be cheering from all over the world. And when you get to the tee box about 6:15 in the morning, and you will get to the first tee about 6:15 in the morning, expect to learn some new songs, meet some new friends, and cheer like you've never cheered at a golf event before. We're excited to be part of it. I'm really excited to know Becky and her team are going to host it. And most importantly, I'm really proud and honored to showcase the best in women's golf all around the world. I look forward to coming home. And thanks, Becky, for letting me join today.
I can see that I am underdressed for this occasion, so I may have to step out and do something else. Mike, we appreciate you and the confidence that the LPGA is showing in Toledo, Ohio to host this amazing event coming up next year. Thanks for being part of our Tee It Up Toledo show here today. This event also takes a huge amount of collaboration and cooperation from a myriad of organizations, government agencies, businesses in our area, as well as our storied Inverness Golf Club. And so pulling all those pieces together has not been an easy task, but 100% excited, all of them are, to be part of this amazing event. Toledo Mayor Wade Capsicavage is going to speak to us about what this means for our city. And then we're also going to hear coming up from John Rice, the National Advertising and Brand Manager of our global partner Marathon when it comes to the Solheim Cup here. So listen to both of these gentlemen talk to you about what it's taken to bring this here.
Hi, this is Wade Capsicavage, Mayor of the City of Toledo. And on behalf of all Toledoans, I am so excited to help kick off the one-year countdown to the Solheim Cup. We have less than a year to go, and we are so excited to host this international event. We're especially thankful to LPGA Commissioner Mike Whan to entrust this event to us. We're thrilled that our sponsors have stepped up, that countless men and women have already been working night and day and will continue over this next year to create an event that will be the model for all future Solheim Cups. This is a big deal for Toledo. This is an event that's going to bring 150,000 people into our community. Maybe upwards of 20,000 of them are going to be international visitors, international tourists from everywhere from New Zealand to several different European countries. It's going to bring $32 million into our economy. This is a big deal, and we're ready for it. We're excited for it. Folks who visit Toledo and take part in the Solheim Cup are going to see a city that's on the move. They're going to see a city that is building and has gotten through a pretty tough year with the COVID crisis. We all know that. But folks are going to see an invigorated city ready to host the world. We're going to have a kickoff ceremony for the Solheim Cup, unlike anything that anyone has ever seen before, and it's really going to celebrate the international flair of this competition. Visitors and guests are going to be astounded by what they see over my shoulder here downtown. Brand new, state-of-the-art science theater, totally reimagined Summit Street, new parks, and a general energy that is going to be thrilling and will leave our visitors with the sense that this is a city going places. But of all of the things that visitors to Toledo are going to see and are going to remember and are going to take away, at the top of that list is going to be the Inverness Club itself. You know, some estimates say that there's somewhere between 35 and 40,000 golf courses in the world. And yet on any list that ranks golf courses, the Inverness Club on Dorr Street in Toledo, Ohio, is a top 100 club, a top 100 course, truly one of the greatest, most difficult, most iconic and historic golf courses on the entire planet. And we're so proud of it. You can't tell the story of golf without talking about Inverness. This is the course where Jack Nicklaus golfed in his first U.S. Open. Bobby Jones, Gene Sarazen, Fred Couples, their first U.S. Opens, and Harry Vardon, his last. Only 5 courses in the country have hosted more major tournaments than the 6 that Inverness has hosted. We here in Toledo are proud that the Inverness Club has hosted 8 USGA championships and is the only club in the country that has hosted the U.S. Open, U.S. Senior Open, U.S. Amateur, and U.S. Junior Am. This is one of the toughest, most iconic, historic courses in the world. Jack Nicklaus said that the 18th green, or when we play the Solheim Cup, it'll be the 9th green, is the fastest green he ever putted. And while Harry Vardon may have won 6 Open championships, he couldn't tame Inverness. In the 1920 U.S. Open 100 years ago, he had a 5-stroke lead with 5 holes to play in the back 9. He shot 42 and lost by a stroke. No one has ever broken par at a U.S. Open held at Inverness. So I hope that our competitors and our guests know what they're getting into when they walk those hallowed grounds. We are so thrilled and excited in the city of Toledo to host this event. We can't wait for next summer and the Labor Day weekend of 2021 to welcome the world to our city on the move. And we are ready and proud to be hosting this event and look forward to seeing all of you very soon.
Hello Toledo, and thank you for joining us as we get ready to host the premier LPGA event of the 2021 season. My name is John Rice and I'm part of the advertising team at Marathon Petroleum Company. Marathon has a rich history with the LPGA. We just completed our 8th year as title sponsor of the Marathon Classic right here in Toledo, and our 8th year with professional golfer Stacy Lewis. Stacy, who has roots in Toledo, recently won her 13th LPGA title at the Scottish Open. Congratulations, Stacy. We are so proud of you. Partnering with the LPGA has always been a great fit for Marathon. 3 of our core values are respect, integrity, and inclusion. As professional golfers, these talented LPGA players respect their opponents and the course. They play the game with a high level of integrity, and the LPGA is inclusive, with women competing from all over the world. Marathon's involvement in the Solheim Cup also aligns with our commitment to support the communities in which we live and work. We have been a part of the Northwest Ohio community for more than 130 years, with our headquarters just down the road in Findlay. We were engaged from the start in helping to make the case for Toledo to be the host city for the Solheim Cup. It seems like just yesterday that was November 2016 at the renowned Inverness Club, celebrating the announcement that Toledo would host the 2021 Solheim. Here we are less than 1 short year away from the LPGA bringing this world-class event to our wonderful region of the country. I had the good fortune to attend the last Solheim Cup in Scotland in 2019, and it was one of the most exciting sporting events I have ever witnessed. It was a thrilling finish with victory going to Europe on the last putt of the last match. I look forward to even more excitement at the 2021 Solheim Cup as Toledo hosts this premier competition between some of the best American and European athletes. I have no doubt that our Northwest Ohio community will shine brightly on the world stage. Thank you for your support and go USA.
Thank you so much, John. Go USA. We're super excited to have this competition coming to our community. And you know, our neighbors and friends here in Toledo, we have a long history with the ladies of the LPGA. We welcome them into our community every year for the last 30-some years, right? So we know that they are not only fierce competitors and tremendous athletes, but they are also compassionate. They're generous, they give of their time, they hold clinics, they mentor our young people, and this is one of the great things that we have been able to see about these women as they come through our community year after year. This is especially important to our young people to be able to see that and have that experience. And so we want to introduce you now to Jenny Coluccio, who is the golf coach at the University of Toledo. And she has some of her players who are watching with her today here at the University of Toledo. You can see they have their flag flying and they're ready for action. Jenny, this is so exciting. And you actually got to caddy at both the drive-on at Inverness and the Marathon Classic here this summer for Linnea Johansson. So tell me a little bit about what that experience was like for you. It was a little weird without spectators, but an amazing competition both times.
It was a joy to be able to do it this summer. You know, we've been grounded in college golf, and so it was great for me to get back in the swing of things, coaching-wise and with Caddy, and it was a joy to help her out. She's in her rookie year, and just to be able to see what's going to come in the future with being at Inverness, and then just the support in general for women's golf in Toledo. So the experience for me was a great one. It was a good learning experience as well.
Let's talk a little bit about these young ladies behind you there. You all were not really able to play your fall season at UT because of COVID, but you have started to be able to practice, and we're keeping our fingers crossed for a great spring season for you. What does it mean, though, for college-age young women to watch these competitors in a competition, a tournament like the Solheim Cup here in Toledo?
We think it's an amazing experience for them. And it's not just us, there's a lot of universities around it here as well. Anytime that there's a good support for women's golf, and Toledo is, I think, one of the best cities that does so with having the marathon and the other events. I think for them, it's going to show them really like what the next level is in so many different ways, and just the energy that's around women's golf and support. We hope that it continues to grow our program as well as women's golf in general.
And it is, they do have a little bit of a kind of an insight into this, because college, actually, you guys do play as a team, right? So the teamwork is really important in college. How many of you are super excited to see the Solheim Cup? There go all the flags. Thank you so much. Thanks, ladies. We are wishing you the best of luck in the spring. Keep going, and we can't wait to see you guys at the Solheim. Jenny Coluccio, thank you so much from the University of Toledo for being with us today. Go USA. Here we go. So we have fans all over the place who are cheering for the USA, and we're still a year away from any competition here in Toledo. It's super exciting. I want to bring Becky back in now, and she's going to talk with us a little bit about some of the events that are being planned for next year. This is not just about golf. This is a community happening over a week-long period, and you are not going to want to miss it. So Becky, come on back and tell us all the exciting things that people are going to be able to take part in.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you to the women's UT golf team. I loved all the red, white, and blue. So Chris mentioned we got to think about what we need to do in preparation for next year. So your support and your engagement is going to be important to Solheim Cup and when we set the standard for 2021. So a couple of things you need to start thinking about, and especially here in the next month, consider purchasing your tickets here. The biggest ticket that I say is in town is the Ping Pavilion or the Solheim Pavilion. It's an upgraded ticket, and it's a ticket that offers a 300-degree view of 6 holes out on the golf course. It's pretty spectacular, and we can't wait. Hopefully, once we get some renderings done, we'll be able to share those with you on our SolheimCupUSA.com. You also should consider purchasing a weekly ticket, because our early bird ticket pricing ends this September. So hopefully you'll have an opportunity to purchase those tickets here in the next couple of weeks. Also stay tuned for some more information about our Solheim After Sundown downtown. It's going to be our way that we celebrate and kick off Labor Day week with some bands and a barbecue all down in Hensville. So as Chris mentioned earlier, it's a community event. And then to kick off the Labor Day weekend, we have our opening ceremonies, which is going to be pretty spectacular. It's going to be down in Promenade Park. We're going to open up the gates, per se, at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's going to be bands. There's going to be food. We're going to feature a lot of our local downtown restaurants. So it's going to be a great great evening followed by fireworks. Also, there's an opportunity for you to get involved from volunteering. And if there's one thing that I could leave with you before I turn it over to another good friend of mine on our committees, is please think about in your web browser bookmarking solheimcupusa.com. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. So with that, I'm going to turn the show over to Meg Resner. She is our volunteer co-chair. She has been working tirelessly, and I'm sure Meg's name is familiar by all who are listening today. But she wants to talk a little bit about how businesses can get involved and how you can get involved as a volunteer.
Thank you. It's crazy to think that our quest to bring the 2021 Solheim Cup to Toledo began over 5 years ago, and now we are 1 year away. In addition to having the fabulous and historical Inverness Club, a key factor was the commitment from our entire community to create an experience like no other. Toledo has great people, supportive businesses, a notable history, adventure, entertainment, outdoor experiences, great sports venues, a growing urban core, and golf fans, lots of them. From now to the final putt, we want to engage and inspire our entire community to support the LPGA on their greatest global stage. Truly, this will not happen again in our lifetimes. Nobody should wake up on Tuesday morning wishing they had been there. Our Fan Experience Advisory Board is creating a calendar of events and experiences leading up to the tournament to raise awareness and excitement for our community and for those who visit our community. During tournament week, there will be many opportunities to experience all that Toledo and Northwest Ohio have to offer following competition on the golf course. We need everyone to see themselves as ambassadors for this historical event, so the team has created a toolkit to help you spread the word and engage our community. The toolkit includes many elements that will help you inform your employees about what's to come. We have an infographic that's a one-page document that's Solheim Cup 101, everything you need to know about the tournament and what's ahead. Secondly, we have frequently asked questions, both a short and long form version that again will help answer questions that you have about the tournament, as well as the amazing impact it will have on our community. Please follow us on social media. Take a look at some videos that will inspire and excite you to become involved. And stay up to date with our Solheim Cup newsletter, which is available through email and will give you updates on a regular basis as we lead up to the tournament. The first 250 people who signed in today will receive a free window cling so you can show your soul at your business, on your car, or in your home. Now, let's talk about volunteers. 2,000 volunteers are needed for our tournament. Ambassadors who will help spectators have the best time ever, on the course scoring and marshaling, behind the scenes operations, and much more. In addition to some great swag, the volunteer package includes your weekly grounds pass, complimentary food during your shifts, as well as an invitation to the volunteer party. By now, you know that the Solheim Cup is not your typical golf tournament. It's an event, it's an experience. It's full of patriotism and pride for our country and for our community. Volunteers and spectators become hooked. Many have attended since it began many years ago. I've been lucky enough to attend too, and I hope I never miss another one. Let's make this one for the record books, one that is remembered long after the final putt at the Inverness Club. Tee it up, Toledo.
We are determined to make this a standard for the Solheim Cup moving forward and showing Toledo in the very best light possible to all those tens of thousands of fans that are going to be joining our area for that week of celebration here and international competition. Can't wait for the Solheim Cup. And Meg, thank you very much for that great explanation for all of us there. This also takes a lot of businesses and community partners pulling together to make sure this happens. Why should they get involved? Why would you want to consider getting involved? Well, let's listen to President and CEO of Promedica, Randy Ostra, talk about why that organization became involved.
Hi, I'm Randy Ostra, the President and CEO of Promedica. And on behalf of Promedica, we're thrilled to be part of the community's effort to bring a world-class event, the 2021 Solheim Cup, to Toledo, Ohio, and the historic Inverness Club. You know, when you think about all the hard work that people have put in to make this happen, you know, first off, just say thank you to all the people that have worked incredibly hard to, attract the Solheim Cup, and then all the volunteers who worked incredibly hard to get us to where we are today. A big thank you as well to the LPGA. We have a long history in Toledo of working with them. You think about their staff, their team, how professional they are. And so it's an exciting time for Toledo. It's an exciting time for Inverness. And it's more than that, it's a great celebration of our community. In the midst of COVID, and I think as we think about this and talk about it today, we have to think about just all the things that people are going through in life, whether it's the personal impacts, kids in school, the impacts on businesses, the impacts on people. We're optimistic that as we think about what we've seen with COVID over the last, months, the last 6 months, and where we might be going over the next few months, we're optimistic that we're going to find a vaccine. We're optimistic that we're going to be in a position where Toledo can host the 2021 Solheim Cup, and we're excited about that. Promedica, we call ourselves a health and well-being organization, and when we think about that, we think about it in a couple different ways. Not only is it important what we do clinically, but it's these other things in life that matter. A lot of times we talk about the social determinants of health, and that really makes up about 40% of your health and well-being. And it's kind of the basic things in life. It's having food on your table, it's where you live, it's really having opportunities in life. And we look at those things as well as personal determinants of health, which is really about life purpose and those other motivational things. And really, the work we've done in Toledo on a partnership basis with many neighborhoods and communities, we're really on the cusp of doing some great things and really working together to change lives. A great example of that is the, a project about Growing Futures Together initiative, which is a partnership of the First Tee, the Boys and Girls Club, the Promedica Foundation, and a great example of when people work together, what we can do to really, try to address people's needs, and especially in this case, children's needs. And I think the opportunity to have the Solheim Cup gives us this stage to really highlight the great work that people are doing around our community and around our region. One of the things we talk about, a lot of organizations, is the notion of being an anchor institution. And that really means that a number of organizations in our community are really focused on doing the type of things they can to spur kind of the general welfare of our community. A lot of it has to do with economic development and spurring on new businesses and new ideas. And so we make investments in things that sometimes people may not understand. So sometimes it's more direct needs, sometimes it's more indirect needs. And it's really the type of things that we have to have happen in our community to show momentum and to show progress. And that's exactly what the Solheim Cup does. One of the most interesting things about this event is the opening ceremony is going to be downtown. And traditionally, that's done at a golf course. But in talking through this with the community and the LPGA, the decision was made to kind of bring it downtown and use it as an opportunity to highlight the great work that people have done for decades and working together to bring back a legacy city and revitalize it. And I think sometimes when you live in a city, we're kind of hard on ourselves. But when you look at all the great work that has been done, and this is truly a public-private partnership, what a better stage to highlight some of that than downtown. Whether it's, looking at the warehouse district and people have invested money and lives for decades, Hensville, the Fifth Third Field, Huntington, Promenade Park, Imagination Station, the redo of Summit Street, and a whole variety of other businesses and development that's going on. We're going to be on a great stage to really show our waterfront and the revitalization of the waterfront and the great Glass City Metro Parks project that's being announced. And so it's a great stage. It's a great opportunity. It's a great way to tell our story and to really highlight Toledo for all the great things that are going on. And also having a wonderful concert. So we're really excited to be able to announce that shortly and bringing probably the biggest name we've ever brought to Toledo. So we'll talk more about that another day. From an economic development standpoint, we know that's important. Economic development's important to people's lives. So when we think about economic development, a lot of times we'll say the best thing we can do is help people have the type of lives they want and access opportunities and jobs. That comes from economic development. That comes from doing a whole variety of things, including not only building buildings, but working in neighborhoods and providing opportunity. And that's what this event is about. It's setting that stage. It's showcasing who we are, showcasing what we're doing, and really showing that Toledo is really a city that is revitalizing itself and making a strong comeback. So what better way to do it than to do it with the best event in women's sports, women's golf, highlight this on an international scale, and for the state, for the country, for the world to show them what can happen in a community when people work together to not only do great things in a downtown, but also to improve people's lives. And that's what this event means, that's what it's about, and we're very, very excited to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
We at the First Tee are excited for the Solheim Cup and are rooting for Team USA.
USA! USA! USA!
We are starting them young here in Toledo. They have their flags and they're cheering. That is the First Tee. That is a golf program that takes young kids and gives them the opportunity to learn about golf, learn how to play, and they are fired up to be here and see the competition for the Solheim Cup coming up next year. We want to thank Michael Prothy, who is the director of that program, for getting the kids all excited and being part of our program today. You'll hear more about the First Tee coming up throughout the year as we head toward the Solheim Cup. We want to now bring some very special guests into the mix with us because we have two captains and two co-captains, 4 ladies who are going to be part of that competition next year, and we want to introduce you to them right now. First, we are going to introduce you to 2021 Team USA captain Pat Hurst from Danville, California. She is a 1995 Rookie of the Year, 6-time LPGA Tour winner, including a major title. And she represented the USA on 5 Solheim Cup teams, served as a Team USA assistant captain for 3 years, all under her best friend, Julie Inkster, and has selected Angela Stanford and Michelle Wee West as her first 2 assistant captains. So next we will introduce you to the 2021 Team USA Assistant Captain, Angela Stanford. She is from Fort Worth, Texas, currently in her 20th year on the LPGA Tour. We just watched you play over the weekend and you did great, Angela. So great to have you here. She's a 6-time LPGA Tour winner, including a major title at the 2018 Evian Championship, and she has represented the USA on 6 Solheim Cup teams, earning the winning point over Suzanne Patterson in 2015. Let's introduce you to Team Europe. Our captain, Katrina Matthew from North Berwick, Scotland, and she joins us from across the pond today. She is a 4-time LPGA Tour winner, including a major title at the 2009 AIG Women's Open 11 weeks after giving birth to her daughter. She has 6 wins on the Ladies European Tour and represented Europe on 9 Solheim Cup teams. She also was named a vice captain in 2017, but withdrew when she was added to Team Europe when Suzanne Patterson was sidelined with a back injury, and that was only withdrawing so she could play in the tournament. She has selected Suzanne Patterson, Laura Davies, and Catherine Emery as her vice captains. Let's meet one of those ladies right now, the 2021 Team Europe Vice Captain Suzanne Patterson from Oslo, Norway. She is a 15-time LPGA Tour winner, including 2 major titles, 7 wins on the Ladies European Tour, and she represented Team Europe on 9 Solheim Cups. She served as vice captain in 2017 after we just told you she had to withdraw for an injury. She was named vice captain in 2019, but then she withdrew from that position because she was named to the team as a captain's pick after sitting out 2 years on maternity leave. So she played instead last year and then announced her retirement from competition after earning the winning putt over Marina Alex in that thrilling competition last year at Glen Eagles. We want to welcome all of you ladies to the program today and thank you. I know especially Katrina and Suzanne, it's late where you ladies are right now, so we appreciate you being with us in the middle of the night over there in Europe. I want to start, if I can, with you though, Pat. I know there's not really a hierarchy here of advancing from assistant captain to captain, but that's kind of what you have done here, and I'm imagining that that experience as an assistant and then your friendship with Julie, everything you've learned under her as well has made you feel really pretty prepared to take on this captain role.
It's definitely made me feel a lot more comfortable in this role. I learned from the best. I played for a lot of the best captains. I played for Nancy Lopez, Beth Daniel. I played for Betsy King, Pat Bradley. So I learned from the best, and it really prepared me to be to pick up in this role.
Able to pick 3 assistant captains, but you've only named 2. Do you intend to name a third?
Yeah, definitely. I'm waiting probably till next year. Been looking at different people and to fill in that third role, but right now we don't know who it is.
All right, let's go to you next, Katrina, and just talk about maybe just, the emotion of the Solheim Cup. I mean, this really is unlike any other tournament that you play. And you're asking the ladies now to play more as a team instead of just as individuals, which is what they're used to. So tell me a little bit about the mentality of that and how you pull the team together.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the team really doesn't need much pulling together. I mean, I think, since I played in '98, the Solheim has been the one event I want to play in every 2 years when I was a professional golfer. So I think every European, they're just desperate to make that team. That's their goal every 2 years is to get on that team. And once we're there together, I think, they all know each other. They see each other every week. They've grown up together, playing golf in Europe or college out in the States. So, we get together and they're just the most memorable weeks I've had and the most enjoyable weeks I've had on tour. And I think, once the players have played and won, they're just desperate to get in another one.
Angela, you had a big weekend. You're just kind of getting home from a weekend of tournament play. And I understand that there's a little bit of a role for the assistant captains to kind of be on the lookout for those captain picks players. And what are you looking for? Are you watching other women on the tour and how they're playing, how they're interacting with others? What are you looking for as far as looking for those final picks?
Yeah, I think that's the fun part about being on this side is talking with Pat and asking, what she's looking for and having the chance to get out and play and see some of these ladies in different circumstances. And that's been a lot of fun for me so far.
And then, Suzanne, you have been in the role of switching from captain to player and switching from player to captain. Talk a little bit about that experience for you and, what you're looking forward to the most at the Solheim Cup this year and being an assistant captain. A vice captain, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just very excited to join Beanie's captaincy's team. Last year was turned out to be a little different when we finally got to Glen Eagles. For my own case, I had a big task to kind of get my game ready for that 1 week, and Beanie had the faith that I could pull it off, and I think the entire team made me feel quite comfortable that week. But like I said earlier, Solheim Cups have been probably some of the biggest highlights in my career, and to be able to assist Beanie once more, now in a little bit more of a formal role, is my absolute pleasure. And I know she has a good plan for how to try and execute another great Solheim for the European side.
Between the 4 of you, you have so much experience participating in the Solheim Cups over the years. And you know that thrill of victory and that agony of defeat in that match play and in the tournament. Talk a little bit about the emotion, because I really do feel like people who have never been to a Solheim Cup, there is just such raw emotion that comes out that I have never seen in a regular LPGA tournament from the teammates. So Pat, let's start with you and talking about that emotion and where does that come from?
Well, I have to say, for us Americans, nothing's better than wearing the red, white, and blue and representing your country. It's a thrill. It's an honor. You know, walking to that first tee, going through the tunnel or what have you. But it's the ultimate experience that you're going to get, and nothing compares to it. Being on a team, we're playing an individual sport in a team atmosphere, and you know you're basically coming together as one for that week, and it's team bonding, and it's forever, and that's what we all look forward to.
I want to give people just a little bit of a taste of what happens at the Solheim Cup. We have just a minute-long video we're going to play so people can see that emotion and that national, international pride on the line there. Take a look. Congratulations to Team Europe on last year's thrilling win on the very last hole. It was so exciting to be there and to see that, and we are hoping to recreate that kind of excitement here in Toledo. I know it's going to be just amazing. Katrina, talk a little bit about, you know, Pat has a team that are all from America. You have ladies that are from a bunch of different countries in Europe. So does that provide any challenges to you at all, or is everybody just European when it comes to the Solheim Cup?
I think for that week, everyone really is just European. We really all do just get together. I mean, as I said earlier, we all know each other. We play, they play week in, week out together with each other. And you know, as the Solheim Cup gets closer and closer, I mean, come next year, you'll get all the players will be talking about it, and you know, seeing where they are in the world rankings or the points list. And you know, I think it's just the excitement of wanting to be on that team, and you know, to say you're one of the 12 best players in Europe for those 2 years. And I think also just playing with your peers, you know, there's nothing better than that. I think that's what adds to the excitement and the nervousness of the whole event, is that you're representing obviously your continent and your country, you're representing your tour, and you're just wanting to play well in front of all your other competitors. So you know, it really is just a very special week, and for anyone who's never been at a Solheim Cup, I would definitely recommend coming. There really is no atmosphere. There's no atmosphere like it. I mean, obviously you can watch it on television, and you know, it is fantastic viewing. But if you're able to come and watch, the atmosphere when you're on the grounds is just electric.
It is electric. That's exactly it. There is electricity in the air. And even though people are rooting for Europe or rooting for America, we made so many new friends there that weren't necessarily rooting for the same players we were rooting for, the same team, but they were all very welcoming, and everybody just had a great time there. There was a real camaraderie, I think, and a real just global spirit that was unlike anything I had ever experienced. I know all of you have been to Toledo before, playing golf here in our various LPGA tournaments. So I just want to ask, you know, I know we have a great golf community, but Angela, what would you say to people in Toledo to encourage them to come to the Solheim Cup? Did we lose? We lost Angela. You guys, you would not believe all the machines and cameras and things that are going around here, and we are just really trying to keep all these balls in the air for you, and we're doing our very best. We're going to try to get her unfrozen and back. So, Suzanne, I'll ask you the same question. If you could just talk to the golf fans, you know, here in Toledo and our region who are watching, who are wondering, you know, what am I going to get out of coming to the Solheim Cup?
You know what? I'm thrilled that Solheim is coming to Toledo. It's been such a great community for the LPGA the years we've been there, and I'm sure it's going to be a very nice reception from the crowds in Toledo. But I also think we will see international crowd coming to Toledo. There's going to be fans from all over the world who would love to come and see the best female players compete in a very different format, a fun format, and a very exciting format that we've seen a few times going back. And like I said, I mean, it doesn't get any more exciting than this from a player's perspective. It's definitely the event you don't want to miss. You want to be part of a unique week where you kind of get to team up with your fellow competitors, friends, Europeans or Americans. So I've truly enjoyed playing in 9 of them, and it's going to be different sitting on the sideline, but also quite nice to kind of not have to deal with all the nervousness and the feelings that kind of flush through your head and body and hands on the first tee. It's something completely different and something that I would recommend everyone to take part of and feel in person, because it is truly special.
Your experience, you're going to be a great vice captain to be able to give them advice and help them kind of work through some of those things as they go through the experience there. Angela, we have you back. So we have a question from Maddie, who is asking, what is your favorite Solheim Cup memory?
Ooh, favorite Solheim Cup memory. Well, unfortunately, Suzanne's on the line for this one, but probably 2015 in Germany. I think, just coming from behind and winning that Solheim Cup was something that I'll never forget. Being a part of that atmosphere and being a part of that team, to be down and to just fight your way back. So sorry, Suzanne, but that one's mine.
Well, so this is why this is so fun, right? Because every 2 years, everybody gets a chance to do it all over again and come back and do that. Is there, I'm going to ask you, and Pat, I'll go back to you on this question. Is there some pressure for you to defend the title, or, for you to win the title here on home turf?
Well, I think anytime you're on home turf, you definitely want to win, and there's a little bit more pressure. But it is about winning, but I want to say women's golf definitely wins on this whole thing, because the way that the players have been playing the last how many years to showcase women's golf and how well that they play. I mean, you talk about the last 3 times that I was the assistant captain. It could have went, either way. And so, like I said, women's golf definitely is the winner of this. And it's it's a lot of fun. And we're proud to be part of this.
Fans are the big winners, because it truly is just thrilling competition to be able to sit and watch you ladies do your magic out there. It's amazing. We have a question from Joanne. Katrina, I'll put this one to you. What is it like on the first tee, your very first time out at a Solheim Cup? Do you remember that experience?
Yeah, that was in 98 at Muirfield Village for me. I was, I think, first group out with Annika in the foursomes. I was hitting the first shot. I don't know whether that was Annika's experience and telling me I was hitting the first shot. She didn't want to, but it's just a fantastic experience. It's just where you want to be when you're at the top of your game. You just want to be out there representing your country and playing in that event. But there is no more nerve. You're the most nervous you ever are, I think, to be honest, playing in a Solheim, just because normally in golf, you're playing for yourself, and the only person, if you play badly, you let down is yourself. But if you're playing in a Solheim and you have a bad round, it's your whole teammates, your captains. You feel like the weight of the world can be on your shoulders sometimes. But it's amazing once you get off that first tee, how you kind of get into the match and get going.
I can't imagine just that anxiety maybe on the very first time you're out there, and of course with other seasoned golfers, right? So there's a little bit of pressure on you, as you said, out there, and that excitement. So it's interesting to me that the two teams pick their 12 members a little bit differently. So Team USA takes the top 8 players on the Solheim Cup points list, the top 2 American players on the Rolex Women's World's Golf Rankings at the end of the qualifying period, and then you get to select 2 players, Pat. And then Katrina, the top 3 players on the Let Solheim Points Cup list, and the top 5 European on the Rolex Women. And then you get to select 4 players. When do you plan to select those players? How far out from the competition? We'll start with you, Katrina. And then what are you looking for in those 4 players?
Well, I mean, I think obviously with all the COVID and the kind of disruption to the season this year, we've actually changed our system. So it's going to be, I'm actually going to have 6 picks, and it's going to be 4 world ranking and 2 from the LET points list. We just felt that, you know, when this whole lockdown and everything happened and all the events started being cancelled, that would just give us a little bit more leeway to do a few different picks. So really for the picks, so you're not really looking till next year, see how people, I mean, form in golf, as we all know, as golfers, can come and go fairly quickly. So, you know, you're watching and seeing how everyone's playing, and they're obviously jockeying for those points and world ranking points. But for the picks, you're really kind of looking in the last couple of months and just seeing, you know, who's coming into form. Obviously, a lot will depend, you know, who's already makes the team as to perhaps who you're looking at for picks, whether you're looking for, you know, experienced players, you know, maybe some rookies are coming in. So there's a lot of perhaps different factors you can look at, but really it's who's playing well. You want the players who are in form and playing well. So, you know, it really comes down to those last few months probably for the picks.
And Pat, you have 2 picks coming. Are you already watching and looking and compiling a list? Do you have a short list of players already?
Well, you know, I'm not really looking for my picks. I'm just looking to see what type of players that these girls are, and the ones that I don't know, since I'm not out there playing anymore. So, you know, when I go out there now this year, it's definitely just trying to see what they're like, what their personality is like, if they're going to fit into, you know, one of the pods, if you know, come down to the stretch and we pretty much know there's 3 out of the 4 in the pod, and what would fit into that pod the best. So, you know, there's so much, there's so many different factors, like Beanie said, you know, whether we have a lot of rookies or if we have a lot of veterans, or who's playing the best, you know, and again, for us, who fits into the pods.
I want to thank all 4 of you for being with us today. We so appreciate your time. I know things are crazy, and we've asked you to be here in the middle of the night and right off a plane from competition, and we really appreciate you all being here and trying to drum up this excitement, because we know this is going to be amazing. And congratulations to all of you on being named captains and assistant and vice captains of your teams respectively. Please, everybody, put your hands together. I'm going to be able to hear you if you're doing it. USA Captain Pat Hurst. We have Assistant Captain Angela Stanford. We have Team Europe Captain Katrina Matthew. And we have Vice Captain Suzanne Patterson. Thank you all, ladies, so much. We cannot wait to show you our warmest welcome when you come to Toledo next summer.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye. See you next year.
All right, so you have of the excitement from the players, you've heard from our community stakeholders, you have heard from our government leaders, and you have heard from the LPGA Commissioner himself, who looked a little wild. That's the kind of stuff that happens at the Solheim, and this is why we're so excited to have this competition coming to Toledo. We hope you are just as excited as we are. Thanks for hanging in with us throughout all of our little glitches here today as we try to bring this virtual event to you in a very big way, since we aren't able to do this in person. We really want you all to be showing your soul. This is what we are hashtagging on social media for the next upcoming year, hashtag Show Your SOL. And that's what we're asking you to do. Toledo is going to be a wonderful host for this competition. We thank you for being here on our broadcast here today, and we really hope that all of you will find very unique ways to get involved with our Solheim Cup. You are going to be absolutely glad that you did. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm Chris Peterson. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm Carl from Imagination Station. I'm here with Renee and Megan. We are so excited for the Solheim Cup to come to Toledo in 2021. Until then, we'll be here at Imagination Station mixing up some science and fun. See you soon.
This is something really amazing and unique in our community. Look, it says #Solheim Cup. These letters are over at International Park, and they are there waiting for you to go get your picture taken with them, and then #ShowYourSoul on social media. We want to welcome our European friends and friends from all over America as they come to cheer on Team USA next year. Thanks, everybody.